Hey guys, it's Matt with BleepinJeep.com, and today I'm going to show you how to build this custom shelf in the back of the zombie Jeep here. This is a Jeep Cherokee. I'm sure you've been following along on the build. Basically I made this divider right here, and then off of that I'm going to build this shelf, and it has a drawer on the bottom. You can put your tools and stuff in there. You've got a shelf to put stuff on top, and you've got space to put stuff underneath. So follow along and we'll get started. Alright guys, in the last video we left off, it was the middle of the night and I was working on this shelf back here on the zombie Jeep, and now we're going to finish it. So this will be, I guess, part 2 of the shelf build. I've got the basic skeleton laid out. Now all we need to do is put some plywood on it and make a few legs, bolt it down, and I'll probably put some mesh over the top here. So follow along and we'll get started. Make sure to check out the website BleepinJeep.com. Alright guys, so I rough cut 2 pieces of plywood, just a little larger than I thought I would need, and I just used the cheap stuff because I don't really need anything expensive, although you could use some nice pine or oak or something if you really wanted to. So I'm going to glue these together real quick and then screw them. So I'm going to glue and screw. So I'm just going to put a bunch of glue down first. Alright, so I'm going to line up one edge. I'll probably just use one uncut edge and trace all the rest and cut those out. My piece probably isn't quite square, so just in case I will cut the other 3 edges to match. But first I'm going to screw those down just to hold the glue in place. And then I'll take my template, which is the piece itself, and just going to line it up here. Then I'll just take a pencil and trace the inside. And that'll be my cut lines. Something's wrong with that saw. Whew! I hate working with wood. That stuff is messy. Let's see if it fits. We can move on and start doing some more metal working. I think that fits, besides the corners, which I need to clean up the welds, and then it should slide right in there. Alright, now I'm going to finish cleaning up my welds, and that's pretty boring, but let's do it. Alright, so this is a special attachment for your angle grinder. It's just like this regular grinding pad, except for the grit goes all the way around, so it's kind of rounded all the way around, and what that's for is to get in the corners here and clean up your corner welds. So this comes in really handy. They're kind of expensive though, but you can get those from the hardware store. There. Now all I need to do is make those little tabs on the bottom that will hold this in place whenever it's suspended like that. And we're moving along. Alright, so I was sitting here looking at this thing, and the wood is a little thicker than I anticipated, and also it's a little heavier and a bit overkill than what I had expected as well. So after thinking about it, I think I'm just going to go with one sheet of plywood, and I think that'll be plenty. Now the only problem is I've got glue on there. The reason I went with 2 pieces of plywood because I thought it was going to bow a little more than it actually does. And what I can do is I can put a metal strap across there under the bottom if I really wanted to. But having a look at it, I think 1 piece is plenty. I guess it really depends on what you anticipate putting on top of that shelf. How about this? I got these Duck Dynasty floor mats on clearance at Walmart. What if I use those, put them right there, plus the wood? That'll be like a little sound deadener. I guess I could use a little thin sheet of steel too instead of this wood, but I didn't have any, so plus that'd make it a lot heavier, I think. But I think that'll be perfect. Let's see if 2 will fit in there. I'll just add some more glue and use an X-Acto knife to make them perfect. Alright, so I know that glue is not going to hold forever, so I'm just going to put some small screws in here to hold this matting down. Alright guys, I'll set this aside, let that dry a little bit, and we'll start working on this. What I want to do is put a support brace, something like this, across the whole bottom there, and just a couple little tabs on the sides to hold that board in place. Alright, so since we're using found objects today, why not use this saw blade that broke on me yesterday? It's a bandsaw blade, and instead of using a big hunk of metal to go across there, I can use this. It'll do the trick. First though, I want to make sure I get it tight, otherwise it's not going to work. So I'm going to use this ratchet strap to pull it together. And I'll weld this on here, let that go, and then that'll stretch this tight. Alright, let's loosen this, see if that does the trick. Right now it's kind of loose. Now it's a lot tighter. Not too much tighter, but I think that'll do the trick. Alright guys, so I cut some 45s real quick, and all I need to do is just set them right there, weld them in place, and that's going to hold the board from gravity. Alright guys, check it out. Now all I need to do is make a foot over here and figure out where I want to attach it to. I think I'm going to have to make the foot just come down and rest on the carpet, because if you've been following along on the build, you remember I did the huge gas tank, 32-gallon gas tank in there, and it takes up all of the room. So if I were to drill holes in there, I would hit that gas tank unless I came out into this section. So I think I'll just have that foot go down to the carpet there, and it'll be attached 2 points in the back and over here on the corner. I'm going to put a little tab that comes out and drill that into the body there. So for the foot though, looks like I need to go about 14.5 inches. Oops. Alright, here's the little foot that I made. Let's see. How about that? I think that'll work. Alright guys, check it out. I welded some bolts on the back there. I also welded that tab onto the corner, and I drilled holes in those bottom pieces that hold the wood so that I can screw the wood down. And now all I need to do is put the wood in there. Let's check it out. Oh! There. Check it out. Let's go put it in, see what it looks like. Alright, we have a slight problem. So I got excited and welded those bolts in there. I probably shouldn't have done that. I should have just let them loose. But I didn't want to have to come and get a wrench on the top, so I welded them in there. But the problem with that is they're too long, and since this is angled, it won't let the bolts find the holes because it's hitting on this bar here. So I think I can fix that by just shortening the bolts. They don't need to be quite that long, and hopefully that will work. If not, I kind of made a huge mistake there. Alright, so we need to cut that shorter. Before you do, always make sure to put the nut on there first, and that way if you booger up the threads you can fix them by taking that off. Let's try it about there. There. Woo! Alright, I'm almost finished. This thing has turned into a 2-day project, and I was not anticipating that. Like a full 2 days, like 16 hours almost. So the only thing I have left to do now is to put some expanded metal on the outsides there, and then I can finally wrap this up. I forgot about this stupid drawer. Looks like I'm going to be out here late again tonight. Alright guys, well if you made it this far, congratulations. I applaud you for hanging in there. We finally finished it up. Well, not quite actually. Needs a little finishing touches, but it's basically done. So we've got the shelf on top, got a little catch in here, we've got a drawer, and this little barrier. And what else? I guess we've got the little space underneath. I also made room for a 2-on-2 Viair system to go underneath this deck in the back there. Just enough room to fit, and we'll be doing a video on that shortly. So I appreciate you watching. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to check out the website, BleepinJeep.com. We've got all the best off-road videos on YouTube. None of the boring stuff, hats and t-shirts for you, and stickers as well. BleepinJeep.com. Make sure to subscribe right here to the YouTube channel and check out the Facebook page. We'll see you in the next video. Okay guys, I hope you learned something there. I want to thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing and supporting the BleepinJeep channel. Now we've got a few options for you. First of all, these videos can be costly and take a lot of time to do. And if you want to contribute, you don't have to, but if you'd like to, the option for that is right over there. Also, we'd love for you to check out the t-shirt store. The link for that is right down there. We've got these t-shirts, this hat, and more at BleepinJeep.com/store or that link. Also, we'd love for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That option is right below. It's free. You get updates via email every week when we upload a new video. Also, we'd love for you to check out the website, BleepinJeep.com, or click this link right here. We've got all kinds of off-road videos. We've got how-to videos, off-road parks, and discount coupon codes, and more. So check that out, BleepinJeep.com. Alright guys, thank you very much for subscribing and supporting, and we'll see you in the next video.